Hi, Bill Doherty here, co-founder of the Doherty Relationship Institute. And I want to talk about self-awareness and change in couples with couples on the brink of divorce. Okay, somebody leaning out, usually the other person leaning in. When they go to regular couples therapy, this is often a high pressure situation where the leaning out spouse at the end of their rope is looking for the other one to change now. And the other one is sort of under the gun. And how are they even going to bring up their complaints and their issues when the gun is at their head? And then often the therapist feels the pressure from the leaning out one, like, let's make something happen, so you can actually try to move too fast. And the leaning out one who wants change now is the judge of how their spouse is doing and how you're doing as a therapist. And they're in the behavior change mode, the other person usually, but without a lot of new awareness of what's really going on in the relationship, and particularly awareness of their own contributions to the problems. So things have to change, or I'm out of here. And somebody else is going to have to do it. In Discernment Counseling, which is a brief, short-term, 1 to 5 sessions, you talk to people together, but mostly individually. There's a kind of a paradox that's built into this, because what we say in Discernment Counseling is this is a time for getting clarity, for getting understanding, figuring out a direction, learning what's happened to the marriage and each person's contributions to the problem. So it's about learning and understanding, and from that, a direction. Not about change. We specifically say this is not couples therapy. And so taking change off the table for this brief period of time can help the leaning out spouse settle into a learning mode without the urgency that something has to happen right now. And in fact, when they come back, say, for a second session, and there's a brief check-in, about where they each are in their clarity and confidence about a direction, and one of them says, leading out, nothing's changed, we're still not connecting. What the discernment counselor says, well, that's to be expected. We're not actually working on improving the relationship right now. We're working on clarity and confidence and understanding what's happened and where you might go. And so here's the paradox that you take change off the table, and then a certain kind of interchange occurs. You take behavior change off, and then awareness, self-awareness, relational awareness, you create the space for that to happen. And it happens in the one-to-one conversations where the leaning out spouse wants to go on and on about their misery, and I don't mean to belittle that, they're miserable, and about their spouse. And then you accept that, and then you shift it to their understanding, and you're helping them to understand the patterning that's happened that involves both of them. And you help them begin to look at their own contributions. And it's much easier to do that when behavior change, relationship improvement, and problem solving are off the table for now. So awareness, self-awareness, behavior. When somebody's not sure they want to stay, boy, if you try to do both at the same time, they focus on the behavior change and they don't get the awareness. So we take the behavior change off, and that allows them to settle in for a few sessions here to try to learn more about the relationship and about themselves.